Author's note: this video is my review of Frankenstein 1931, based on Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, directed by James Whale, published by Universal Pictures. Starring Colin Clive, May Clark, John Bowles, Edwin Van Sloan, and Boris Karloff as Frankenstein's creation. Rating not available. Special thanks to Ghost of Time 1 for his voice of Dr. Eggman.
It's alive! Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Activate the generator! Full power! Soon, my most powerful creation will be complete!
In 1931, James Whale brought Mary Shelley's Frankenstein to life on the silver screen. The success of this film sealed its status as an iconic monster movie for years to come, alongside others like The Wolfman, The Mummy, and Dracula. Dr. Henry Frankenstein has been obsessed with making life from death. When he succeeds in creating life, he realizes he bit off more than he could chew.
Sit down. Sit down.
There are those who think that the lack of color is antiquated in today's entertainment, that it does not hold up well compared to the horror films of the modern age. But here, I see that as more of an interesting art form. The reason is because I like the use of the darker values of the movie. What I mean is that these darker values give the film a much more haunted vision of what we see on the screen. The lighter values also complement the darker values, and the end result is a ghastly image that is sure to give you nightmares. This is especially true of Frankenstein's laboratory, which I thought was really creative during that time. That being said, I didn't care for some scenes that really push a lot of the lighter values instead of balancing out between light and dark. It looked a bit too bright if you ask me.
You see, it understands. Watch.
But this movie is all about Henry Frankenstein. At the beginning, he looked a bit psychotic with his obsession over creating life from death. A madman, if you will. It's like he couldn't understand that what he was doing was wrong, and that his own family was concerned for his well-being, and yet he still wanted to create life from death.
Henry! Henry!
But further down the line, Frankenstein realizes that making his own monster was a mistake, and how many lives were lost in that incident. It's sad that he came close to destroying his own life and family over his cadaver creation. Sometimes it takes a tragedy to make one realize how wrong he or she was. And we finally turn to the monster. On one hand, it's scary to see what he's capable of, taking the lives of so many and not knowing his own strength. But on the other hand, I do feel sorry for the creature. He's like a confused child who doesn't understand right or wrong. Even more so, had Frankenstein's own assistant not tormented the creature with fire, he wouldn't have wound up this mentally disturbed and frightened. Sure, what this monster did was wrong, but even he didn't deserve to be tortured that badly by some sicko. And I gotta hand it to Boris Karloff for doing a great job with his performance. It's not just all more makeup and a grunty grrr. Despite being almost a century apart, Frankenstein still holds up well as a horror film. But what it teaches us the most is that some things are just too dangerous to be created. Folks, do yourself a favor this Halloween and check out Frankenstein 1931 when you get the chance. Maybe next year, I'll review Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
In the name of God, now I know what it feels like to be God.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!